Welcome, chosen ones. This is not just another moment in your day. This is a call to rise. You are here for a reason, and it's no accident that these words have found you. Right now, you stand on the edge of something greater, a journey toward clarity, strength, and divine purpose. But let me ask you, are you ready to see beyond the horizon? Picture this. A lighthouse standing tall in a storm, its beam cutting through the chaos, guiding ships to safety. That lighthouse is you, meant to shine, to lead, to defy the darkness. But they don't want you to see that. They want you adrift, lost in doubt and fear. Why? Because they know the truth. A chosen one who sees clearly cannot be stopped. This is your moment of reckoning. Are you ready to break free from the fog of mediocrity and step into the light of your mission? If so, prepare yourself. Because this isn't just a message, it's a challenge. And by the end of it, you'll see the future God has destined for you with a clarity that shakes your soul. Let's begin. It's time to claim your vision, the call to see beyond the horizon. Where is your vision? You claim to be chosen, don't you? Then why are you still wandering, lost in the fog of indecision? Why are your eyes fixed on the ground, blinded by fear? Lift your head, look beyond the chaos. You were not called to survive, you were called to reign. But let me ask you this, how can you claim a future you refuse to see? The truth is simple, without vision, you're a prisoner of the present. Without vision, you are a shadow, moving but without purpose. Vision is your weapon. Vision is your map. And yet so many of you have surrendered it. Why? Because they told you it wasn't practical. Because they convinced you it was too late. Enough. Who are they to define your future? Let me tell you about them. They thrive on your blindness. They fear what you might become if you see clearly. Their strength lies in your hesitation, your doubt, your silence. But you are not theirs to control. You belong to God, and your purpose has already been written. So why do you hesitate? Why do you stall? Picture this. You are standing at the base of a great mountain. That mountain is your future, carved by the hand of God. It is steep, it is rugged, it is terrifying, and yet it is yours. But hear this, if you don't climb it, someone else will, someone weaker, someone less prepared. Will you let them take what is yours? You were created to conquer, not cower. But conquest begins with clarity. God has placed something in your heart, a vision of what could be. Have you dared to look at it? Or are you too afraid of what it might demand of you? Because let me warn you, vision isn't easy, vision isn't safe, but vision is necessary. This is your moment, right here, right now. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what do I see? A life of mediocrity or a future ablaze with purpose? A path carved by fear or a destiny marked by faith? If you can't see it, you can't claim it. If you can't claim it, you can't live it. Stop running. Stop waiting. The mountain is there. The summit is calling. And God is watching. What will you do? Your comfort is your cage. Look around you. Look at the life you've accepted, the routines you follow, the excuses you make. Are you satisfied? Or have you simply made peace with mediocrity? Wake up. Mediocrity is not your destiny. Comfort is not your calling. Every second you waste settling for less, you betray the purpose God has placed in you. They want you to stay small. They whisper lies, telling you this is as good as it gets. They feed you crumbs and call it a feast. And you believe them. You sit in the cage they've built, decorating it with illusions of progress. But deep down, you know the truth. You were meant for more. Mediocrity is not harmless, it's toxic. It numbs your hunger for greatness. It blinds you to the vision God has given you. And worst of all, it steals your time. Days, weeks, years, gone. And for what? So you can feel safe, so you can avoid risk. Let me tell you something, safety is a lie. There's no safety in standing still. There's no safety in silence. The only safety lies in stepping boldly into your purpose. You are chained, but the chains are invisible. Every excuse, every delay, every "I'll do it tomorrow" is a link in that chain, and the more you accept them, the heavier they become. You don't see it at first, it's subtle, but one day you wake up and the weight is unbearable. You feel trapped, powerless, paralyzed. But here's the truth. Those chains were never locked. You have the key. God didn't create you to blend in. He didn't call you to be average. He chose you to stand out, to rise up, to leave a mark that cannot be erased. But to do that, you must break free. Free from the lies, free from the fear, free from the mediocrity that keeps you small. This is your moment of reckoning. Look at your life. Look at your habits. Look at your mindset. Are they building your future or burying it? Decide now. Will you remain a prisoner of mediocrity, or will you shatter the cage and step into the greatness you were born for? Listen carefully. You have everything you need to rise. The question is, will you use it? Or will you let another day slip by, chained to a life that was never meant for you? The choice is yours. But remember this, every second you delay, the mountain grows steeper. Act now. Break free. Claim your destiny. The power of divine alignment. You can't walk two paths. You can't chase the world's approval and fulfill God's purpose at the same time. Who are you trying to please? The crowd, the critics, or your Creator? Alignment with God's vision isn't a suggestion. It's a command. It's the only way to unlock the strength, clarity, and focus you need to conquer the future He has planned for you. Let me tell you a hard truth. Many of you are exhausted. Not because you're working too hard, but because you're walking in the wrong direction. You're fighting battles that aren't yours, chasing goals that weren't meant for you, and carrying burdens you were never asked to bear. Stop. Stop wasting your energy on things that don't align with the mission God has given you. They don't want you aligned. They want you scattered. They want your focus fractured, your time wasted, your spirit divided, because they know this. A person in alignment with God's vision is unstoppable. Once you align, doors open, obstacles crumble, and the impossible becomes reality. But alignment demands sacrifice. It demands obedience. You must be willing to let go of what doesn't serve your purpose. Old habits, fear, pride. These are weights dragging you down, and if you refuse to release them, they will destroy you. Ask yourself this: are you willing to submit to God's vision even when it's uncomfortable, even when it means walking away from what's familiar, even when it means standing alone? Because this is the price of alignment, but hear me, the reward is worth it. Peace, power, purpose, these belong to the aligned. God has already shown you glimpses of what your life could be. Those dreams, those flashes of inspiration are not random. They are glimpses of His plan. But to claim it, you must walk His path, not your own. You must align your thoughts, your actions, and your heart with His will. So I ask you, what will you choose? Chaos or clarity, struggle or strength, alignment or defeat? The future is calling, but it will not wait. Step into divine alignment and watch as the impossible bows to your obedience. Fear is your enemy. Fear is the thief of dreams. It whispers lies into your ear. You're not enough. You're not ready. What if you fail? And like a puppet, you obey. You shrink back. You stay quiet. You settle. But let me tell you something right now. Fear is a liar, and its power is an illusion. They want you afraid. They need you afraid. Fear is how they control you, how they keep you chained to a life of mediocrity. Fear is their weapon, and every time you surrender to it, you hand them victory. But listen closely. God did not give you a spirit of fear. He gave you power, love, and a sound mind. So why are you letting fear dictate your life? Imagine this. Fear is a shadow. It looks massive, terrifying, impossible to overcome. But when you step toward it, you realize it has no substance. It cannot harm you unless you allow it to. Every time you face it, you shrink the shadow and reclaim your power. Here's the truth you need to hear. Fear isn't the problem. Your obedience to it is. Fear will always show up. It will always try to intimidate you. But it's your choice whether you listen. The chosen don't bow to fear. The chosen walk through it. They feel it and move forward anyway, because they know their purpose is greater than their pain. What has fear stolen from you? How many dreams have you abandoned? How many opportunities have you let slip by? How many times have you silenced your own voice because of fear? Enough is enough. This stops now. God has called you to boldness. He has equipped you to fight. But make no mistake, this is a battle, and it requires action. You can't defeat fear by wishing it away. You defeat it by facing it, by stepping into the very thing that terrifies you. Every step forward is a declaration, I will not be ruled by fear. Do you feel the weight of fear right now? Good. That's your signal. It's telling you exactly where you need to go, what you need to confront. Stop running from it. Turn around, face it, and take the first step. God is with you. You are stronger than you think. Fear is nothing compared to the power within you. Will you let fear steal another day, another dream, another future? Or will you rise, fight, and take back what's yours? The choice is yours, but time is running out. Faith is your foundation. You can't build a future without faith. You can't climb the mountain if your legs tremble with doubt. Faith isn't optional, it's essential. And yet, so many of you are trying to walk forward while dragging the weight of uncertainty. Stop. Doubt is not your friend. It's the seed of failure, planted by them to keep you weak, small, and silent. Do you think God called you for nothing? Do you think He brought you this far to abandon you now? Faith is believing in the promise before you see the proof. Faith is stepping out when the path is unclear, trusting that God has already paved the way. And here's the truth, without faith, you're not moving forward, you're standing still. They mock your faith. They call it foolish. They say it's weak. But deep down they envy it. Why? Because faith is power, faith is freedom, faith is the one thing they cannot take from you. And when you live by faith, you walk with a confidence that shakes their world. But faith requires action. It's not enough to believe, you must move. Faith without works is dead. You say you trust God, but are you acting like it? Are your steps bold, or are they hesitant? Are your choices driven by faith or by fear? Let me challenge you right now. Stop saying you have faith if your actions don't prove it. Faith doesn't mean the journey will be easy. It doesn't mean the road will be smooth. Faith means you keep going even when the climb is steep, even when the night is dark, even when you feel alone. Because you know this, God is with you, always. Where is your faith? Is it buried under doubt, waiting for perfect conditions? Or is it alive, driving you forward no matter what? The time for hesitation is over. Build your faith, strengthen it, live it. Because here's the truth. The future belongs to those who believe not in themselves, but in the God who never fails. Sacrifice is the price of greatness. You want the future God has promised, but are you willing to pay the price? Are you ready to let go of what's holding you back? Because here's the truth, you can't carry dead weight up the mountain. Sacrifice isn't optional for the chosen, it's mandatory. Too many of you are clinging to things that no longer serve you, old habits, toxic relationships, comfort zones that keep you small. You say you want to grow, but you refuse to release what's keeping you rooted in mediocrity. Let me confront you. You can't have both. You can't step into your calling while dragging the past behind you. They want you burdened. They want you distracted by things that drain your energy and cloud your focus. Why? Because they know the truth. The moment you release what doesn't belong, you become unstoppable. Sacrifice isn't loss, it's gain. It's clearing the path for what God has prepared for you. But make no mistake, sacrifice hurts. It will demand everything from you. your comfort, your pride, your sense of control. But hear this, the pain of sacrifice is temporary. The regret of holding on is eternal. Which will you choose? Ask yourself, what are you holding on to that God has asked you to release? Is it fear, doubt, a relationship that drains your spirit, a habit that weakens your resolve? If it's not aligned with your mission, it's a weight. And if it's a weight, it must go. Sacrifice is an act of faith. It's saying, God, I trust you enough to let go, even when I don't see what's next. It's choosing to believe that His plan is greater than your attachments. And let me promise you this, every sacrifice made in obedience to God will be repaid 100-fold. What are you willing to sacrifice for the future you desire? The mountain is calling, but you can't climb it with your hands full. Let go, release, trust, because on the other side of sacrifice is the life you've been praying for. It's time to decide. Will you hold on to what's comfortable, or will you let go and rise? You are building a legacy. What will they remember about you? What story will your life tell? These are not questions for tomorrow. They demand answers today, because whether you realize it or not, you are leaving a mark. The question is, will it be a mark of greatness or mediocrity? The chosen are not called to live for themselves. Your life is a blueprint, a beacon for those who come after you. Every decision you make, every step you take is shaping the path for someone else. So I ask you, are you building a foundation of faith or a house of sand? Are you living with purpose or are you simply surviving? They don't want you to think about legacy. They want you trapped in the present, consumed by distractions, drowning in fear. Why? Because they know this. A chosen one who understands their legacy is unstoppable. You are not just living for yourself. You are living for your children, your community, and generations yet to come. Legacy isn't about perfection. It's about perseverance. It's about standing firm in your calling, even when the path is hard. It's about refusing to settle, no matter how tempting it may be. You are laying the groundwork for miracles you may never see, but others will. And that, my friend, is power. What do you want your life to stand for? What seeds are you planting today that will bear fruit tomorrow? Because here's the truth, legacy is not built in comfort. It's built in the fire, through trials, through faith, through action. The world will try to silence you, to dim your light. But remember this, the chosen do not fade. They shine, they lead, they endure. Every time you step into your purpose, you add to your legacy. Every time you choose faith over fear, you leave a footprint on the mountain for others to follow. So I challenge you, will you leave behind a life that speaks of courage, faith, and purpose? Or will you let the world erase your name? The choice is yours, but know this. The chosen are called to live boldly, to shine brightly, and to leave a legacy that cannot be forgotten. The future is yours to claim. You've been chosen for more than survival. You've been chosen to lead, to rise, and to conquer. But to step into that future, you must see it clearly. You must align with God's purpose and move with unwavering faith. No more hesitation, no more excuses. Look ahead. What do you see? A life defined by fear or a legacy shaped by courage? The mountain stands before you, not as a barrier but as an invitation. Climb it, own it, claim it. The strength you need is already within you. The vision you've been searching for is already in your heart. This is your moment, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, step forward. Release what no longer serves you. Stand firm in your calling. The world will doubt you. They will try to stop you. But they cannot stop what God has ordained. You are chosen, you are unstoppable. And the future is waiting for you to take it. So rise, see it, claim it, and never look back. Before you go, take a moment to claim your role as one of the chosen. Hit that subscribe button and join a community of purpose-driven warriors. If this message sparked something in you, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's spread the light and inspire others to rise. Remember, you are chosen, you are powerful, you are destined for greatness. Carry this message with you. Let it fuel your actions, and never forget, you are never alone in this journey. Until next time, stay strong, stay focused, and keep climbing your mountain. We're in this together. See you soon.